Hello users, and welcome back to another episodic installation of Above It All. And I wanted to highlight this video because I thought this one was especially badass. I really enjoy when stupid stormtrooper riot cops think that they're hot shit, and then it's immediately proven that they're not hot shit. This is them trying to beat the shit out of a Navy veteran, and they just don't have any of that shit. And it's just, again, you love to see it. There's really not much here to talk about. This is just something I wanted. I just love when cops get immediate, instant karma. There was this cop in Britland who was riding on a horse and then smacked into a fucking street sign, or it was a traffic light or something, and then they fucking got permanent injuries and they fucking fell off the horse. And I think that's great. I think it's awesome. I love when cops look like beta males. And God bless this guy for just going up there and just not dealing with their shit. Because again, this is the thing, is cops need to realize that they don't have the power that they think they have. Cops think that they're playing Call of Duty. They think that there's, I'm going to play some multiplayer. Ha ha ha. No, this is the real world. If you treat another human being, a Navy veteran, like this, you're a freak show. You're just a piece of shit. This is just plain and simple. Again, this is the thing with the tolerance paradox. You cannot tolerate those that are intolerant. And therefore, as a result, we cannot tolerate cops. We cannot tolerate fascists. We cannot tolerate Nazis. Because if we do, they will seize power. They will use the guise of free speech to garner attention, to gain power in their movement, and they need to be roundly and very routinely oppressed and suppressed at any possible juncture. And I'm not talking about legally speaking. I don't think a government should declare anything as anything and silence anybody's speech. I'm a free speech absolutist when it comes to the government. But guess what? There's no such thing as free speech absolutism when it comes to interpersonal reactions. Okay? Interactions, rather. If someone says something like black people are scientifically lower IQ, they deserve to be mocked, ridiculed, harassed, heckled, and attacked. They deserve to lose their job. They deserve everything in the book, because that has nothing to do with free speech. Free speech does not mean freedom of consequence. If you are a trans woman and you find out, that your coworker killed a trans woman 3 years ago and got off from the trans gay panic defense, would you want to work with them? I wouldn't. And then what if they started talking about, God, felt so good. Would you want to be working in that same environment? I wouldn't. If people want to be neo-Nazis, let them employ their own. Let them start neo-Nazi networks. And guess what? If a neo-Nazi wants to start a grocery store, I can guarantee you that grocery store will fail. Why? Because it's not a marketable strategy to the mainstream. And this is why free speech doesn't matter on interpersonal levels. When people say, Antifa's using fascist tactics! First of all, tactics? What? Antifa controlled the government apparatus and is kidnapping people? What? Saying, I don't like what you're saying and screaming it, that's not against free speech. That's having your free speech be emphasized. Because guess what? If 2 people are showing up to give a speech and 30 people are going to watch that speech, and then 3,000 people come to protest them, guess what? Free speech, motherfucker. Free speech only starts to become a problem when the government is enforcing these things. The government needs to stay out of it. The government needs to not put their paws on the scale in any fucking way, shape, or form. The government does not need to be there, right? And this is the problem, is you have the government mistreating, abusing people that are veterans, that have served that same very government. Watching this, if this doesn't upset you, looking at this beta male, looking at this one right here, this stupid fucking cuck, right? Oh, psst, 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 psst. What a fucking soy boy, if I've ever seen one. Hiding behind their riot gear, hiding behind their pepper spray and their gas mask, like fucking children playing Call of Duty, thinking it's real life. These people are pathetic, and they need to be roundly dismissed, and they need to be roundly suppressed, because they don't deserve to have an equal fucking voice in this society. And that's the thing. If you believe that others are bad based on skin color, gender identity, sex, and onward and so forth, you do not get to participate in an equal society, because you and your ideology specifically advocate to get rid of that equal society. So when Nazis try to use free speech as a guise to promote Nazism, don't fucking fall for their bullshit. Don't both sides this. Antifa's using fascist tactics? What the hell does that mean? Yeah, sure, people get carried away at protests sometimes. Yeah, sure, it's awful when someone abuses someone who's innocent and has done nothing. And that also needs to be roundly condemned, because anti-fascism as an ideology is against suppression of the innocent and in favor of equality for all. And that does not include fascists. So if someone who claims to be an anti-fascist beats the shit out of an elderly woman who did nothing wrong, guess what? They're not an anti-fascist. Just in the same way that if a neo-Nazi decided, you know what? Maybe Stalin was right. Maybe that, then they're no longer a neo-Nazi. In the same way that when Trump calls himself a conservative, but is advocating for a neo-confederacy, he's not a conservative. He's a confederate. Words matter. Definitions matter. And free speech does not matter on an interpersonal level. If someone is yelling at you because you're a racist, that's not free speech. You're just a crybaby. Get over it. Also, this guy is badass. Thank you for watching.